What's going on, everyone? Climate Data Report here for today's Long Range Leap for Monday, March 6th, 2023. In this video, we will leap into the longer ranges of the forecasting period and try and get a sense of what the weather is going to be further out in time. So starting off here, we're going to take a look at the GFS model. And as you see here, a system by the middle of the weeks will start to gather itself in the northern plains. There may also be some thunderstorm activity down in the southern plains, but a major snowstorm is on tap for the northern plains once again and for portions of the Great Lake region. We then have to watch where this system is going to track. There are two different scenarios being painted on the models. The first scenario is this system would continue east and then transfer to a secondary low in New England. There's also a second scenario here, as you can see here on the Canadian model, where this system does gather up in the northern plains and then it transfers off the coast of New England, but it shifts a little bit more east, not providing a snowstorm for New England. So we'll get into a little bit more in that in a moment. Going back to the GFS, at the same time, you will have yet again another system coming onshore in the west coast. And this kind of sets up a question mark. Whenever you have a system pushing onshore at the west coast, at the same time you have a system that's trying to transfer here in the east to a secondary, it raises a red flag. You need a strong ridge to form in the west coast in order to get a system to track closer to the coast in the east. So as you saw on the CMC, the system does track further east and does not become a major snowstorm for New England. Take a look here on the European model. The European model also has this system, but watch what happens here. It transfers further south off the Delmarva, tries to get going, tries to become a mid-Atlantic storm, but look how far east this system develops. It really develops more east and pretty much just slides right out to sea. And the time frame for this system that I'm talking about would be Friday night into the weekend hours. Now, if we go out even further beyond this, there's another system we have to watch here on the GFS. Take a look here. Here's a system that develops next week, and that also becomes a coastal system. This is showing up also on the European model as well. Watch what happens here. It gets going off the Virginia coast, Carolina coast, and becomes a major weather maker for New England. We're not going to focus too much on that system right now. It's the first system that we are more concerned about. Here's the EPS, the European Ensemble. And as you can see here, there are definitely some members that are more northwest, but the mean itself shows the system organizing and pretty much going out to sea. There is a little bit of a west lean. See this dark green here? That's representing that some members, such as this one here, another one there, each number that you see here represents an area of low pressure. And there's a couple of them that are more close to the coast, but the majority of them are out to sea. But that green lean, which I'm telling you about here, that's whenever you have a couple members that are far northwest like that, it throws the lean off and suggests that, hey, maybe it will trend back northwest. Right now, I am not in favor of that, simply because, let's go back to the GFS again. Let's go to the 500 millibar pattern. While yes, there is a ridge out here in the west, at the same time you also have another system here. Look at the 500 millibar pattern. You have another system that's crashing right on its door, trying to push it out to sea. So I think in the end result, we're going to see this system end up a bit further southeast than the GFS shows, which means I would not concern ourselves with a major snowstorm yet in New England, and the more important storm would be down the line into next week. But hey, stay tuned. Models change, things could change. So right now, for this system, as you see on the GFS, I'm leaning towards it going more east. How about temperatures over the next several days? All right, well, taking a look here at the GFS, you can see cold air up here in the North Plains and the northwestern states. Look at Texas. 80-degree weather starts coming in. Even down here in Louisiana, you get into the 80s. You're going to be warming up down there. And this is on Thursday, and that's why there could be a thunderstorm threat down there. Right now, the SPC has a marginal risk on Wednesday and Thursday for that area. I'm not terribly impressed at this time, and I don't think it's going to become a major threat. Take a look here in the southwest corner of the U.S. Yes, finally some 80s down here near California and portions of New Mexico and Arizona. So that's something you can look forward to, as it has been so cold in the southwest U.S. for the past couple weeks. As we head into the weekend, look what happens here. The cold air does start to set up into the northeastern states, and you finally actually get a little bit below average temperatures. In fact, let's take a look at the 6 to 10 day outlook. The 6 to 10 day outlook for the Climate Prediction Center is showing below average temperatures in the Carolinas and Virginia, and even up into portions of the mid-Atlantic to northeastern states, back across the Great Lakes, and essentially anywhere north of I-70 and I-80. Then you have those above average temperatures that I was telling you about down in the Four Corners region. And California, near normal temperatures. Taking a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, still slightly above average for Texas and portions of the Four Corners region. But the rest of the country is relatively below normal. California, yet again, you start to go below normal. And look here, below normal temperatures in the east yet again, where it has been such a warm winter. Alrighty, that does it for today's Long Range Leap video. I hope you found this video informative, and I hope it keeps you prepared for the upcoming weather patterns. Until next time, remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps me out, helps me grow, and it helps you be informed as to when my next video comes out. The next video will be tomorrow with the short range forecast. I will see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.